Hey, welcome to Tim's Vinyl Confessions. I'm Tim Durling. Thanks for tuning in. Getting glare there from the sun. Just sitting on the back steps of our lovely little cottage we're renting here in Mahone Bay, Nova Scotia. That's where this episode's coming to you from. Kind of a rustic-looking spot, and since I'm a rustic kind of guy, or this is kind of an old-fashioned episode, I thought it was fitting for this setting here. Earlier this summer, I kind of went on a discogs eBay kind of a mission. I wanted to find some cool 8-tracks to add to my collection. I'm obsessed with these archaic medium of music that doesn't work. And why does it matter? I've never been able to quite explain it, but when I see a rock album I like in this format, I'm just drawn right in. So found a couple things towards the end I want to show you that were kind of nice surprises and very, very unexpected. And there are also some instances of groups that I did not have any 8-tracks before by that I now do. So we'll get into it on this episode of Tim's Vinyl Confessions. First one I got is Loverboy, Get Lucky. I never had any Loverboy 8-tracks before, so this is a pretty decent copy, well, relatively speaking, of the second Loverboy album. 1981. You think of 8-tracks as primarily a 70s thing. Loverboy is a band whose first album came out in 1980, so it's kind of a neat idea to have one of theirs on 8-track. Another one I got, always good to make an addition to the Kiss collection. This is Rock and Roll Over. This is a U.S. Columbia House issue, Casablanca, but because it's on Columbia House, made to look like it came out on CBS, basically, as far as the way the writing is and the way the whole shape of the tape is. Band I've got a couple 8-tracks from, adding to my collection now. This is Journey, Departure. This is a U.S. edition on Columbia. Not bad shape, really. Another classic album. Getting quite a glare from the sun. There we go. AC/DC, Highway to Hell. 1979. This is a U.S. version on Atlantic Records. One to add to the collection for sure. Sort of a one that the two kind of go together, but not really. They have a few things in common. I'll start with the fact they came out the same year. There's Van Halen, Women and Children First. This is a Canadian version on Warner Brothers. Add to my Van Halen 8-track collection. And All Things Fair. My first Sammy Hagar 8-track. This is Danger Zone from 1980. This is a U.S. edition on Capitol Records. The two I'm saving for last are just both really, really cool in my book. The first one I'll show you is kind of part of the collection, part of my biggest 8-track collection. I went over my 8-tracks. It's been over 2 years now. I did a show where I went over all my 8-tracks, and I may do another eventually if I get any more and go through my complete collection again. But I've got more 8-tracks by Rush than any other group, and the ones that I was missing were at either end. Now, Grace Under Pressure exists on 8-track, but it was only mail order, and anytime you see it pop up on eBay, it is super expensive. So that was not on my buying list, but I did finally track down a copy of the first one. So here it is, U.S. version on Mercury. Nice blue casing on this one. Like you've seen the same one with like a cream color, black casing. I don't know what rhyme or reason there was to what color casings they use for 8-track tapes. And a group, again, I mentioned with Loverboy, you think of them as a primarily 80s group. Well, how about this? Def Leppard, On Through the Night. Now, one of my prize 8-track possessions is my Pyromania 8-track. I've had that for a long time. But this is a U.S. Mercury retail edition of the first Def Leppard album, and now I just need to find High and Dry. So I'm always looking to add 8-tracks to my collection, and it's a silly little obsession of mine that I happen to enjoy. Thanks for watching this episode of Tim's Vinyl Confessions.